Scream if you must, but you'll never be going home.
Hello, everybody. This is Halloween Haunt here, and welcome back to another Graveyard Review. This Graveyard Review is going to be on the Techie Design and Techie Toys Spirit Halloween 2011, 2012, and 2014, The Harvester. This prop was sold at Spirit Halloween in 2011, of course, and in 2012, and then he was sold in 2011. If you guys did not know, this is a kind of like a weird prop. Not weird, but like he's a good prop, but the way he was sold in stores is kind of weird because he was sold, every year for 4 years besides 2013. Like 11, 2012, and then he skipped 13, and then was in stores in 2014. So definitely a weird thing about this prop. I don't think we've ever seen a Spirit prop really do that, where it kind of skips a year and comes back. This guy did not return after that. He just stopped being produced on the Spirit's website. I think he's a very cool prop. This guy you can get anywhere else, also like Home Depot. I know Techie's website has it. I think they still do. And then they have a whole bunch of other websites that sell them. So yeah, I just wanted to say in advance, I apologize. He's not in a very good area, and that his stick is taped right here. It actually broke. Right here, because I was packing it away. I was putting it in my suitcase to bring it with me to Utah, because I was bringing it for just to show everyone there. And when I was setting him up, he fell over and his stick broke. So I had to fix that. It's a little connecting piece that broke. It's inside here, so like I can't really fix that. I gotta glue it permanently like this. So I have to fix that later, but I haven't fixed it yet. So hopefully I can. I am using this guy this year in my haunt. He's not in my haunt, but actually in my yard display haunt outside. So he's gonna look very cool, I think. He's got some nice details and nice look overall. He originally retailed for $90 at Spirit, and then in 2014 his price was like $120. And honestly, I know 120 is a lot, but like for this kind of prop, but like I don't think it's that bad. I mean, of course 90 is better, but it's not that bad either. Because like Forgotten Farmer, $70, and he's kind of more smaller, and he doesn't have he's not as deep. They're both not that much detailed, but he has a lot more stuff to him. He's got a lot of this hay and stuff on them, a lot of this hay, and his clothes right here, which is pretty nice. One thing I will say though, I wish his little stake right here, I wish there was an option, kind of like Forgotten Farmer over there, where you could have like this stand-up base, so it can like stand out like kind of like a base on there. There could be like a second option where you can have a base on it. I wish I had that, but I'm honestly fine, just doing it like this. He does have a hook on the back, so I guess that makes up for it. His face is very nice. You can see his detail of his eyes and his nose and his mouth. His mouth moves, of course, and his eyes light up, and his head moves up and down. I actually bought this at my Spirit last year on the 70% off sale. My Spirit still had it left over him, and I was very surprised. His box is actually different, a little different than the 2011 one. If you compare those boxes together, they're a bit different. So that's very interesting. And when I bought him, of course, he was a used one, because of course, almost any leftover prop that's really old is probably a used one. When I opened him up, his head did not lift up, and I was like, "What the heck?" I paid money for this. I want it to work, and I figured out that two of the prongs that lift his head up weren't touching. Like they're supposed to touch like that, and it's supposed to go up, but they were like both bent. So I bent them together, and they move up now. Sometimes his head doesn't move up, but that's honestly not a problem with the item. It's because when you practice away, I guess it just kind of, it gets old, and the prongs just get old over time. It's packed away for a very long time, of course. For 3 years, that's a very long time for a prop to be packed away. He's got a cool look, as I said before. He's kind of got that classic Scarecrow look. A lot of props, like we got these like new advanced towering props, like Scorched Scarecrow, Nightmare Harvester. We just got a lot of more advanced kind of more scarecrow props. But I kind of like how this one's basically a simple one. He's not huge, kind of just a normal sized scarecrow, and he doesn't really do much. Just moves head up and side to side, and his mouth moves. Well, actually, it does have some decent movement. But I just like how classic it is. It's not, anything that's gonna go, just don't want to, scare them. It's kind of just a not small, but kind of like a nice decoration for your haunted house or display. I think he looks very cool. He's got this, this classic kind of scarecrow hat with the sensor right there. I think I got mine. Well, I know Jared O'Lantern got his last year also, and his was on clearance for $90. But mine was never clearanced off. Like, it was original price $120. But since I got it 50% off, plus an additional 20% off, which made it 70% off, I think it was a lot cheaper also. So I'm not going to complain that mine wasn't clearanced off during the season, but at the after sale it was 70% off. So I'm not going to get mad about that. Of course, he still is very cool. His stick is a little damaged right here. As you can see, it's a little bent. I think that's a normal problem, but it's kind of like fading away. So I don't know what I'll do with that, but I guess it's fine for now. I mean, he looks like he's fine. And yeah, I've always really wanted this guy. I think he's probably maybe in my top 10 or probably top 15. My favorite 2011 props. He might be in the top 10 or at least close to there. I'm not really sure. I would have to rank the props. One thing I do like about his stick is his blood. If you did not notice, actually his blood, like little blood marks running down. It's kind of nice because this prop's not really that bloody, but like he's got some blood on his stick, which is kind of nice. Not really much to say. Oh yeah, a complaint I do have is the fact that with most techie props, if you did not know this, once you take their poles out, they might not go back and stay locked in, because techie has this little plastic thing where it kind of slips in, like it kind of slips in like this, and if you pull too hard, that could either, it can pull out perfectly, or it can actually snap like this, or just snap right here, and it won't go in. When next time it goes in, it will not lock into place. It happened to my Boogeyman, where his poles are very loose now, and his was very loose when I got him. So what I did was basically, I don't put his stick in the box. His stick is all one piece now. It's taped right here. If you can't see this, it's actually taped together. And yeah, so I wish that was made better, but of course that's techie. That's what they did. So I also wish again with the adapter. I know originally, I know props that are under, like animatronics, are under $100, or 100 or under 100, don't usually come with a adapter, but I know this guy also raised to 120, but I still wish at least an adapter was included, because now I have to buy a separate adapter. It's actually Shotgun Blast Zombie's adapter. I did buy Shotgun Blast Zombie with the Harvester, and I bought Little Zombie all the same day. It was November 2nd, and yeah. So he was actually a Christmas gift also, because of course I do get my clearance stuff is my Christmas gift, so it's very cool. And yeah, overall, and I wish this guy had volume control, but of course that didn't really happen till later in the year. So I wish he did have volume control, because he is very loud and sometimes even annoying. But yeah, he's a cool prop, and overall I think out of a 10. I might give this guy a 9. He's still very cool, and his looks are very nice. And now, without further ado, let's actually play maybe one or two of his phrases, because he's honestly a very cool prop.
Welcome, traveler. This way will lead you to the house of torture. Will take you to a path of eternal pain and suffering. You cannot turn back, but you are free to choose.
So you can see his phrases are very long. Each phrase is very long, I think. And it's a pretty nice item. I mean, he's very cool. And out of 10, I'll probably give this guy a 9. He's decent and cool. And if you want a lot of Scarecrow props, I recommend him. He's one of the more classic ones, kind of like not a whole advanced ones, but he's kind of just a classic Scarecrow. And there actually is another version. There's another version of this guy. It's the same thing, basically. His head lifts up and his mouth moves, except his arm actually points. Like, this arm actually points. It kind of moves like Gravedigger, where it kind of is down here and his arm moves up. It's a very cool prop. So if you want that one also, I would recommend either of those. They're both pretty cool props. And overall, I think Harvester is cool. So yeah, not Harvester. So I hope you enjoyed the review. And if you did, make sure to subscribe to Halloween Hunter today for more Halloween videos. And I'll see you guys later. And goodbye.
Time to go! Let's light 'em up!